Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is Patriots Extra Point. We're joined as always by Chad Perry. Chad, how you doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
Doing quite well. After a week off, we're back to talk about the Patriots just annihilating the Jets. Just not pretty. Just complete and total beatdown. What are some just thoughts about that game?
I think Pats Nation, Patriots players themselves, everyone needed this victory.
Right?
And not just a victory, but an absolute crushing victory. Because there were so many games we lost by a few plays, and everyone's been saying it. Like Mac Jones even said, two or three plays, and maybe it would have been a different outcome. I mean, you could say
Yeah.
that about a lot of NFL games because a lot of games are within a score or two. But this win, putting up 54 points, that's just insane,
Mm-hmm.
especially for an offense where people weren't sure if they could really do that because the Patriots are such like a dip and dunk,
Mm-hmm.
methodical team. We're also a defensive team, so being able to put up 54, albeit the Jets, whatever. Um, I
Right.
think that's awesome, and it gives me a lot of hope for the rest of the season. But the Rams are going to really test us next week.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Different. Or no, they didn't play them last year. That was the Chargers, right? Where they beat up on the Chargers. I was going to say different team from last year, but yeah, I think this is all positive. I've been saying it from the draft. Mac Jones, he's gonna be good in this league, and I think this game kind of solidified it for people who maybe were on the fence. Although I don't think there are a lot of people on the fence. I think most people recognize the talent that Mac Jones has in the decision making. But he looked great. I saw a
Yep.
side by side video him and Tom Brady threw the exact same touchdown pass this week, so that's gonna feel good. Um, I mean, again, as we said, it's the Jets, but you're supposed to beat the Jets, and they did beat the Jets, and they beat on them pretty bad. And yeah, I mean, they're a fumble in the first game, a blown coverage in the second game away from in rather the Cowboys game away from potentially stealing some wins. And I mean, at this point, how are you feeling about their playoff chances?
It's very up in the air with the Bills.
Well, yeah.
I think the Bills are going to be a lock, but I
Mm,
could see the Pats sneaking their way into a wild card. I don't want to go ahead and say they'll make it deep in the playoffs. I mean, obviously, I would love that, but
mm,
I think a few years down the road, let this team really come together, let Mac develop more. I think they're real contenders again. It's
mm,
the Patriots, so they're never out. As long as we have Bill Belichick,
right.
I think you can't really discount them. But yeah, I think this offense is just a couple pieces away from really clicking. They just need to develop a deep game. That's all it really is. I mean, Mac
Mm,
Jones is amazing, but he's only throwing 5 to 7 yards. So it's
true.
like we need that. We need these 10, 15 yard, 20 yard plus passes to start coming out, which
Mm,
we've kind of seen. I mean, albeit was it born to Aguilar? I think
right. Yeah. Yeah.
a longer pass, but
And
I
he
mean,
threw
hey,
he threw a long one last week against the Cowboys. That was a pretty
yeah,
nice one.
I
So
think Yeah, I think once those start coming out, this offense is gonna be, nothing to snuff at anymore. I
mm,
mean, it's the Pats, so they're always going to be involved. But
yeah,
I have high hopes. I think they'll, likely make a wild card if we can pull off some surprising upsets in late season. That'd be
yeah. Once you get
going to be
there,
great.
it's all
Yeah,
like up in the air. But yeah, no, I think as a fan of a team who did not necessarily do a rebuild very well, we thought they did, and it was smoke and mirrors. It seems, it's not that the Patriots had to entirely rebuild. They lost Tom Brady, which was huge. Obviously, like it's fucking Tom Brady, but they have a good like consistent core of players that are experienced and knows what it takes to win. And I think that kind of adds to like Mac Jones' success in a way, where he can come into a spot where the team knows what success is. They've been there. Nothing's too crazy for them. And, they're mostly pretty decent. I mean, like you said, they could use some pieces at receiver. There, there's no denying. I mean, we saw N'Keal Harry not even knowing where to line up last week, which was not great. But
that's the
for
kill
not what
Harry
you want
for
to
you.
see, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm pleasantly surprised by the Patriots, honestly, and like you said, it does come down to just Bill Belichick's a genius,
Yeah.
and he's got them playing hard. So I don't think wild cards out of the question. I mean, hey, teams like the Browns, who are going to also be fighting for a wild card, they're really injured right now, so it's kind of opens up for the Patriots going forward.
Yeah, and with the Chiefs having their struggles as they are right now, it's like
Those are
kind of.
surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's still very early. We're
Mm.
on week 7 of a what is it, 17 game
Yeah,
season now?
17 games this
17 now,
year.
yeah. So it's like we still have more 11 games left. So there's a lot of football to be played, but I mean if they keep trending up the way the Pats are, I think they're going to be someone to be like, "Oh, we got to really prepare for this week." But
Yeah.
like I said, there's been a lot of games. I say most of these losses are just one or two plays.
Mm-hmm.
They make that field goal against the Bucks. Sure, you have
Right.
Tom Brady with 3 timeouts and 40 seconds left, but still, I mean, you're leading.
Mm.
But yeah, I love this team, and I think it's gonna go far. And it's
Yeah.
just give Mac time. Let Mac cook a little too.
Mm-hmm.
See if he can make those long passes, which I think they did this week because it was the Jets, and look what happened. Now
They
let's
could
see
be a
this.
little looser with their
Yeah.
game plan.
But let's see that against a team that's not a college team.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, we'll see. Like you said, they get the Rams up next. Do you have any predictions for that one?
Oh man, it's tough to say. Are they at home? I don't even know. I'm such a bad Patriots fan.
So,
But yeah, I think the Rams likely could pull out that win, but I think with the Pats and how they are, they'll probably keep it close. I wouldn't be shocked if it was like 28-21, 28-23 Rams. But I mean, gotta hope for the Pats, man. Let's hope they can pull
I
this
do
one.
actually have good news. Next week,
Oh.
the Patriots are playing the Chargers instead of the Rams. So the other LA team. So
Oh, it's the Chargers.
still
going to
be hard. Still going to be hard. But I mean, they did beat the Chargers pretty handily last season in Los Angeles. So we'll see. That changes things because
All right.
Chargers don't really have any fans, so it's going to be pretty much a home game no matter where the game's played. No shade to Chargers fans out there. You're just not a lot of them in the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of Chargers fans. Just how it is. And the Chargers are they're an explosive offense too. But
Oh yeah, they're
don't know.
great.
Yeah, I don't know what they're like on defense too much, but I think it's going to be, can the Pats keep up? If they can drop 20 plus points on them, I think they're going to give them run for their money. I could see the Pats winning that. Probably similar score though, 28-21. I mean, you got to outscore Herbert. That's going to be what it comes down to.
And I think honestly, like last season, Bill Belichick was able to completely erase Herbert from the game. They didn't score a single point against the Patriots. So I think Bill Belichick probably knows what Herbert's strengths and weaknesses are. So if nothing else, that should keep them in the game.
Yeah, get rid of Keenan Allen. That's what it comes down to.
Absolutely. All right, Chad, anything else you want to add before we get on out of here?
I think we're good. Yeah, we covered it.
So we'll see you next week. Where can we find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at ChadleyJP and on Twitter at ChadPerry25. Right here.
Awesome. So follow him there. You can follow me on Twitter at TheBigBMark. It's BMARR. The channel's on Twitter at Wicked Good Sport or at WG Everything. Instagram, Wicked Good Everything. Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Good Everything. TikTok, search Wicked Good Everything and search Wicked Good Sports. We got TikToks, shorter videos on there. I'm sure you'll like them. And if I have any time this week, I'll film some more. Chad, thank you so much for your time.
Always a pleasure.
We'll see you all in the next one.